Evan, thanks for sharing your expertise. It's difficult navigation right now with clinical trials, and I am afraid it's getting even more complicated. A couple of things. This whole COVID-19 thing, just your comments on what that has done to clinical research, and is there any diamond in the rough here that may exist because of the FDA and letting up on some of their guidelines to facilitate drug approvals, but might that carry into some of the other areas? So that's a question I want to ask you.
So I don't know that the FDA is going to lighten up on any of the cancer drugs or BPH drugs or ED drugs or anything like that. I think it's different than COVID-19. But what we have seen is a little relaxation on the protocols, meaning we never had virtual visits before for clinical research, and now most of the trials are allowing clinical visits. We never had cases before where patients could get the drug mailed to them. They always had to come in and get the drug, and then if they had any leftover drug, they would have to bring it back to us. Now they're allowing us to ship drugs to patients, particularly elderly patients, and they're allowing patients to ship it back. So there has been a little bit of relaxation of the rules. The number of clinical trials now coming down the pike has slowed just a little bit during COVID-19. But again, these drug companies have to continue to innovate. They have to continue to make new drugs. So I think the future is very good.
So, do you think that some of this may actually carry over? One of the things we did talk about a few weeks ago was the whole concept of telemedicine, telehealth, and you've been a leader in that for years. Do you think that might have some impact on clinical research? I could tell you this. I have patients that come to see me from Wyoming or Idaho and drive down. Just so we can sort of shake their hand and get some blood work on them and just sort of check all the boxes. I mean, sometimes it's real, they need a visit, but many times not. Do you see making any headway with that? Or?
I do. I think the genie's out of the bottle. David, for the first time, I've actually seen clinical trials now allow patients to go to any lab and have their blood work done and send us the results, rather than have us draw all the blood work and send it to one centralized lab. That is a very, very, very innovative step that the pharma companies have taken. But the trials have to go on. It's not safe for patients to go out, especially the elderly. So we're doing our best. We're making accommodations, and we're thinking out of the box.
Well, I thought, that may be something that comes out of that. We've seen such a transition in clinical research in the past few decades. Gosh, I can remember when we started, we could come up with a protocol, get IRB approval pretty quickly, and have the thing completed in a matter of months. Now we're looking at years. Do you see us going, sort of lightening up on some of the restrictions and things like that to make it easier on us in the future? Or do you think this? It seems like there's a lot of bureaucracy between the physician and the patient with not only with the FDA, which is real, but some of the companies that help manage the clinical trials.
The clinical research has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there are so many steps that are involved, and you're exactly right. It's become a lot more complicated. In some ways, it's good because there are a lot more protections for the patient. On the other hand, some of it has just gotten complicated and busy work to support the industry. I think if this COVID-19 research goes well and they're able to demonstrate that they can efficiently get a vaccine out that's safe and effective without all of the guardrails that are typically in place for a clinical research trial, I think there could be some carryover to the clinical research field in general.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of extra time and sharing your expertise with us. We'll appreciate it. And thanks, and have a good day.
Thanks, you too. It's been a pleasure.